if someone just annoys the hell out of
Wow,
Cartesi,
guys, kita kembali di
he
pertandingan ini.
loses his cool.
Yeah.
Wow, menarik
Well,
kali
I think it's
pertandingan
mainly
hari
to
ini.
punish the Sylvana more than
Digi
anything
muncul
else. To
lagi,
try and be like, oh, if
guys.
Sylvana wants to actually go in, you just use the time journey and the reverse time to try and pull her back. She doesn't really have an escape mechanic
Cukup
afterwards
menarik. Ini
when you have
Diginya
the
Digi
reverse time
normal
on
atau
top of
Digi
her.
feeder
But this
ini.
could honestly go
Menarik.
either way, and I think Burmese Ghouls, very much in their playstyle, still want to snowball out of control.
Ngeri-ngeri kali metamnya hari ini.
It could just be both of that, right? It could be that you punish the Sylvana, you make Lusty's life a living hell, and just the same, you go all Invasion McGee. Like, you can plant those auto alarm bombs, and you can just make sure that Cartesi again.
Ini siapapun yang kalah akan lawan AE, lawan Alter Ego nanti kalah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to batter that. We're already in
Langsung saja di gamenya.
Game 2. And
Hanya
we've
Digi
got a lot
normal
to
ini.
talk about that. Digi pick up 5 Burmese Ghouls.
What are you thinking?
Going back to what I was saying, now maybe has the ages, so this might be somewhat of a
normal
threat, but for the side of Burmese
Tapi no
Ghouls,
tank.
it's not about control Cartesi. It's about
Aing
control
tank,
Lusty.
boy.
No, the thing is, a feed Diggy strat doesn't have to be a feed Diggy strat if you're winning.
Yeah.
If you're able to get those free kills, because Diggy does deal quite a
Main
bit of
tank.
damage, you don't have to think about it like that.
Yeah, what in the world happened to Rebo there? Did Rebo? Wait,
Main
hold on.
tank,
I'm wondering whether or not he got. No. There's no way. Even if you took smart missiles or ejector first, there's no way you'd be getting chunked out
He
that
was
low.
dueling with a high and dry fighter Jawhead.
But
That's
there's
why.
no way he would catch up to him almost ever unless he walked up too far, unless he got punished by Ruby DD, who's probably hiding in a brush.
Yeah, most
Because
likely.
I think in terms of items, the 1-1 doesn't get the movement speed or the boots early on. While for the Jawhead, they get that.
They'll go
Get
boots
that-
first.
They go
Yeah.
boots for the side lane.
Yeah.
And
Boots
now,
first,
as you can,
yep,
as
there
you
we
can
go.
see it, he got the boot now.
The boot.
Probably he just sold his item and just got it. He knew that he needed it the most.
I suppose. But I think these are one of those situations where you don't want to like walk up a little too far, especially when you know there's a Jawhead off lane. The moment you see high and dry, it's like this is a dead giveaway. You shouldn't be mistaking like that. Oh, but few using that purifier to get on out of there, and I think this game it is slowly begun. Give it 2 more minutes, and it's going to be a fiesta.
Oh, Turtle Cam. Turtle is now up. Rebo here still having a hard time. Ace in the area. And Ruby DD, they positioned themselves to the Turtle.
I think they're going to start it up by looking at where Kid left his traps. There's got to be some in the bush, at least entering this greater turtle area. Right now, that's going to be Carl Teasy. And Flap Teasy coming in. Oh, first blood drawn here by Carl Teasy. Down goes maybe. But that's, I guess, what I think he does. Anyways, Carl Teasy looking low.
And finding these pickups on Carl like it's nothing. And Farsa goes down as well. He gets hit by the arrow. And man, oh man, Burmese Ghouls are just controlling the early game.
Yep, I mean, this game really is just snowballing in the way that Burmese Ghouls wants to, but Rebo is going to have the time to sit on top of the on the top lane and get a little bit of that gold, trying to slowly just maintain the goal lead, keeping it even. Don't want to lose too much out.
Arm's reach is hit still right now, about 200, 300 gold, 3 minutes in. Oh no, I wonder if Rebo knows. This is huge. Lusty gets caught in by the reverse time, catching a few bombs himself. Carl Teasy sitting at 1-1 with the mystery shop. Now, here you see how, despite how nice the draft is, regardless for both sides, you kind of feel that Bren Esports, they know that they're on a clock every single time. They know that they can't go as slow as they did game number 1.
They couldn't really control the early game here for the side of Burmese Ghouls, even if they had the Claude. When Bren Esports used the Claude, they were controlled heavily by the side of Burmese Ghouls. It just seems to me that they cannot return the favor.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough items to start pushing their agenda just yet. They need a little bit more time for a lot of their heroes here, but I think you have to give it a Flap Teasy. After finding that first initial pick onto Diggy, it's looking good, but now he's going to get jumped on, and rotations are being made. Don't think it's going to be too big of a deal here. I mean, even top side, you can see Burmese Ghouls just potentially looking to gank.
And And we are going to have a pause. Raptor Machete is now up for ace. In terms of stacks, I think it's probably at 12 now. It's gonna hit 15 in just a bit. But Bren Esports, they are finding themselves in a bad spot right now.
About half a minute till the next hurdle. I think if Bren Esports maintains these rotations and plays it safe, right? Keeps Carltese safe and make sure that Rebo is relatively untouched, because I think that's what they're doing here. So far, the reason why a lot of the fights are happening away from Rebo is because they know that Rebo is an insurance policy. At some point, if they let Rebo farm up, which has been happening for now the first 4 minutes, I think when you reach the 9 to 10 minute mark after Rebo's second or third core item, you'll be fine. That's when you'll be a little more confident. But as it's going so far, without that second turtle, it's going to look dire because all the more ace is just going to snowball.
I think Corrosion side is going to be needed here. There's a lot of dive potential going to the side of Burmese Ghouls. If ever one just gets like a Demon Hunter sword, a Corrosion staff, or the Endless Battle, this is going to favor Bren Esports. It's just a matter of will he get it? Will he get to those items?
I think, yeah, it's just a matter of time. I get what you're saying, Butters, and I would definitely agree. Other than the fact that the rest of the Burmese Ghouls, they're trying to cut that time short. They're trying to say, no, we need to put enough pressure on the map to make you say, you have to react, you have to respond, and if you do, you might lose your life in the process.
Yeah. So it's a matter of really just staying in the early to mid game for Bren Esports. Like, go through the motions so that we get there properly with our items. And for Burmese Ghouls right now, they're trying to skip that whole thing, right? Like, in layman's terms, they want to go straight into marriage. Just jump in, right? Like, just put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Just put a ring on it and drop you guys in the lower bracket. Like, just overall. That's the game plan.
And that will be the Burmese Ghouls.
The Burmese Ghouls.
That's the Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was leaning more to the Burmese Ghouls rather than Bren wanted to be jumping in it a little bit too early. But it's a matter of perspective, It's a matter of perspective. Now, Bren here on towards the top side, as you can see, both having their insurancy policies of Ace and as well as Rebo to make sure that they can carry the team at the end of the day. But despite losing the first turtle, it's 10.8 to 10.8K.
Very close.
Bloodlust Axe is now up for D. Toughness boots will be the boot of choice for that Claude.
Kita balik lagi, guys.
Is now up, and as you can see, Burmese Ghouls, they're
Buat ini ada formasi menarik ini.
The doctor almost went down. Oh, that was so scary again. It happened. Oh, that's going to be a feathered airstrike. I think Ruby DD's going to bite it. Oh, that's going to be laying down the law. Close one. And still nice steal here by Ace. He's going to go for the blazing duet. Oh, no, that's Flapped Easy. Flapped Easy makes him pay.
Oh my goodness, that is going to be the fight that D wants. He tries to go for the counter initiate. Few on the other hand, he escapes. Carltese here trying to make the most out of this. Maybe he will go down, maybe not, and maybe he will live.
Oh my goodness, I don't know, but I've been noticing for the entire M2, how are people getting away with 1 HP more times than they should?
Sayang sekali core-nya tadi yang
I don't know
tertidur.
if it's a
Tapi sini zoom-nya
right now.
jajah-jajah terus.
Okay. I have an idea of how to explain it, right? Remember how there's so many chases happening in this game so far? It's because
Zoom-nya
seems to be
mundur
the
dulu
name of the
sebentar.
game currently in Mobile Legends. And second, why are games so fast? 13 minutes, 14 minutes? Again, because of the timers. They're just so much shorter in the jungle, and that's why heroes develop so much faster. Next, why are people getting with 1 HP? I'm guessing it's just mechanics, man. We are playing at the top of the competitive ladder. This is the highest echelon of MLBB competition. So, hey, if I'm better just this split second, then you don't get the kill.
Honestly, I just feel a little unlucky. Like Burmese Ghouls have landed all of their abilities, and Few just makes it away with literally 1 HP. And the same has gone the opposite side as well.
Kaya the-rest
Hold on,
magical
there's
ini.
something here.
Oh, maybe getting caught out.
Kaya
But that
Burmese
is
ada
his
pa.
answer to that
Bren.
Imperial Justice. Justice, it's going to be the reverse time. Now onto the top lane, we're seeing Carl here trying to control the lane for a bit with the Farsa, and 1-1 is relegated to the bottom lane. They're just giving him space, and he will be there. And
Ya, masuk
maybe
lagi.
he will go down.
Maybe
That is
blood.
going to be Deadly
Kena
Magic
F
taking his life.
dari
Oh, this is what they've been waiting for so long.
ultinya
Okay,
Harley.
now they've got a little bit of a kill lead, but that's not all, as they want to push a little bit further, especially when it comes to these neutral objectives.
Okay, so now they have control over the jungle. D is in the area. He can use the Black Dragon form. Lusty getting hit by the arrow. And look at this, Imperial Justice on Ace.
Oh.
Flap goes in, and that Labu just goes in and tries to do as much damage as possible. But he gets guided. He
Mati
takes maybe
lagi.
down, but he goes down in the process. That is a
Oh,
3-4-1.
1 tukar 3.
I think the name of the game for Bren Esports right
Oh,
now
kayak
is to
1 tukar
minimize their
4.
losses.
Oh, 1 tukar
Carl
4.
gets
Ngeri
caught
sekali.
out. I think for Bren
Giginya
Esports,
ngeri
despite
sekali.
locking in that third turtle of the game,
Walaupun
they
di bawah
really
push
just still
turret,
want to
tapi
invest
semuanya
in
hancur.
Doc Rebo. They still want to make sure this 1-1 gets there. It's because
Gigi
they could
is
have played
back.
for 1-1. They could have said, hey, we're going to pick a fight here in Turtle. Please help out. But no, they just said, okay, you farm up. You make sure that we make it to the late game. And we'll just make sure that we win or just don't die as often. And now here's an Imperial Justice starting it off.
And he goes for the
Blazing
blazing
Whip keluar
duet just
lagi.
in time before he got stunned. Stunned and Lusty. He's finding these
Ya,
Imperial
kabur.
Justices on the
Oh,
clock.
di atas sudah rata ya.
In terms of
Wow,
follow-up,
ada
we
ratu
don't
di atas
see it.
rata.
I mean, Lusty is just taking the opportunities as they come. Luckily, he's getting out without getting punished too far. But like you could see on the minimap that like everybody, Rebo, Cartesi as well, even with the space escape, could not catch up to it. There was just too much distance to cover.
Oh my goodness, and we are probably seeing Burmese Ghouls. They are close to just getting this series win, but Bren Esports don't count them out. Rebo is still their insurance policy, and this is going to be the weakness finder for Rebo. If I'm not mistaken, this would be the weakness finder, and this is going to hurt once we hit the late game.
Yeah, and more importantly, it just allows him like, oh, I don't have a corrosive sight. That's fine. I can still run you down the moment it procs literally once or twice. It's not the most fun in the world, but as you can see, the game is slowly starting to progress.
Menurutnya belum ada nge-kill ya.
All right, you're literally, what, 2K ahead of me. No big deal. As long as it's a 2K margin, one fight, we can turn it around, get our power spike, and then look to fight you later on.
Yep, and I don't think they even need to win fights. They just need to survive fights and just live to see Doc Rebo with that MD, all right? Like, this is exactly what it feels like to have a doctor in your family. It's going to take a while. The studies, oh, don't get me started. That's a decade plus. But,
too.
yeah, exactly, right?
Babak pertama kayaknya tidak ada
Oh,
kontes.
wow. You got a doctor in the family. It's all good. But right now,
Aman
they have
saja
to
dengan
hold strong,
Ace.
man. Because the first floor taken in here by Burmese Ghouls, not even 10 minutes in. Again, imagine the pressure crashing down.
Oh,
onto
dapat.
the base. If they're not smart about the defense,
Enggak.
they're getting penetrated real soon.
Tenang aja
And
dulu.
they have a lot of long-range
masuk
punish.
Cartesinya.
See that? The time bomb, the
Oh,
reverse time,
buat kejar
the
apa?
abyssal trap, the abyssal arrow.
Gimana
There are a
kalau
lot of
dia aja?
things that Burmese Ghouls, they can use these things as a way to punish Bren Esports.
Oh, right bawah sudah
Flap
hancur.
goes in, they can just turn on Flap and just
Wah,
punish him.
Blade
But
COD ya,
then
Clock
again,
of
if
Destiny.
we're seeing this, few isn't really the target of the
Dan
Black Dragon form
dapatnya
in
fleeting
terms of
time.
D just using it.
I mean, not
Seorang
anymore,
Gigi
especially when
makin
you have
sering
Kid
buang-buang
on the
ulti
watch,
sama
which
apa
goes
nanti
for
skill-skill
BKB.
satu skill
Either
duanya
or
itu
could
yang
look to
sering
try and pressure few whenever
narik-narik
he
lawan.
does start dropping that feather airstrike. So right now, Bren is just looking to
Cooldownnya
fight at
pendek.
the right place at
Jadi
the
kalau
right
nanti dia
time.
dapat
And
kill atau
Burmese
assist,
Ghouls, they're just
nah
looking for
dipotong
decks,
cooldownnya.
consistently sieging them under their target.
Pom-pom nanti
He's gonna jump
skillnya.
in and out whenever he feels like it. And with
Keras
Lord
nanti
knocking at their
hidupnya.
door, what choice does Bren have?
Look at
Oh,
this, Lusty almost getting
Lele
hit by
bersama
the
Boom,
arrow, and
ya.
this is the push that the
Ya,
Burmese Ghouls
time journey
wants
sudah
to go for,
masuk.
and the blazing duet just deals
Blazing
so
Duel
much
sudah
damage.
masuk.
Flap is forced to go
Oh,
away, and Flap goes down. That is going to be
aduh,
D with this phenomenal
turret
use of
tengah sudah
play,
pecah.
and they
Oh,
get the
yang
turret
tadi
onto the
Johet yang
middle
gak
lane.
mati.
Will the turret
Wow,
on the top
pas
lane
sekali time
go
journey-nya
as
berarti.
well? And Bren Esports, they minimize the casualties, they minimize the losses. But for the side of Burmese Ghouls, they're happy to take this slowly but surely just because they have the cloud in their hands.
If
Wow.
anything, it's all about Bren Esports making the best decisions, the least worst for them, right? Because already they are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and what they need to do right now is just stop the bleeding. So far, mid getting penetrated here is definitely the worst that they can have, but at least what they can hold on for here is, again, Rebo is slowly building up. He has not died yet. And if you can bait out the ults from Burmese Ghouls, maybe at least waste one Black Dragon form from D, then I guess you're on the way. We are sitting at 12 minutes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and kid
There,
here.
like this,
Oh,
like this.
ada yang masuk, ada
Maybe
yang
will be the
masuk.
target.
Ya, time journey-nya
Flap
datang.
in for Kid. Kid gets away. Abyssal Arrow gets thrown out. Rebo gets hit. But he has
Lagi perang kayaknya di atas memilih push. Oh enggak, last speed udah datang.
And right now, I mean, the clock for Bren Esports is 6 minutes. If they can't survive for the next 6 minutes from here on out, Burmese Ghouls should easily take this game. Because in 6 minutes' time, that's going to allow Bren Esports to hit at least the 52K mark. And then the goal doesn't matter. Everybody's at full items. And then you're just trying to execute better than your opponent.
Lord
And as you can
Digi.
see, D there.
Ya,
trying to
sudah
go
dia
for Carl Easy. He
cepat.
has a winter
Kaki
truncheon.
diincar.
And that's going to be the punish. Predator strike in the middle of everything. Flap Easy trying to tank as
Satu.
much damage as possible. But there's going to be the tank
Oh, shutdown.
in the middle of everything. It protects people. Bren Esports
Dua.
going one by one. Lusty is the next target. He dashes in back to base. Carl going in. He doesn't have the
Tiga.
answer.
Oh,
And that is
ganti dengan
probably going to be it.
one-one-nya aduh shutdown. One-one-nya. Oh, masih bisa
Still
bertahan.
here. Lusty trying to go for the stun, and they
Mundur.
to fight another day.
Yeah, but they've
Oh,
really
no.
crippled Bren at this point in time, and what I thought was going to be 6 minutes might have just extended to 7 at this point, and it's the clock is ticking, and I don't think they have that kind of time anymore.
3 for 3 in that last clash. Of course, I think it's still good for the Burmese Ghouls. They did take top lane and they still maintain pressure on bottom. What I'm seeing here is the fact that I think all of Bren Esports have agreed that we're not getting much mileage from Carl Tizzy, so you start building defense. I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't be surprised. None of us would be surprised if after his Winter Truncheon, he builds something towards the likes of another defense item. Because I think they really are going to go all in onto Rebo, and that's essentially what's happening here. 1-0 and 4, Rebo just picked up his Queen's Wings, and so far they did well to just bait out the Black Dragon form. They do that maybe one more time, and maybe in a more successful area, maybe even steal for this Lord right now, then we might see that 7 minutes pass by.
I might want to see Bren Esports here fight as a team, because the thing that they're doing.
Aduh, Johetnya masih bertahan. Ada tank journey menyelamatkan. One-one-nya ditarik.
Have free reign of the Lord. Bren
Nah.
Esports, they are forced back.
Iya, di belakang sudah datang
He is going to
Yujong.
come. Rebo and Lusty and Flap Easy will be their target. 2 members from the side of Bren Esports go down. Lightning Truncheon goes to Kid. And if you're a Burmese Ghoul fan,
Lord.
you're really happy right now that this is happening.
Yeah, this is just a huge win for Burmese Ghouls. I mean, Lusty, he can't walk in. Cartesi can look to try and make something happen, but oh no, he got
Oh,
hit.
kena trap Selena.
He gets hit. Carl has a Winter Truncheon. Lusty trying to bail them out.
Oh.
But Rebo here can only do so much.
Dua.
The missile trap will
Nah,
bite him
tiga
at the end. He
stiker.
will go down. Few is up. They can probably defend this with a Predator airstrike. And D just trying to cap close at the last possible moment. Crossbow of Tang. Kid goes down. Decent way to tank. Rebo trying his best.
Mega
Stay
kill.
alive. Burmese Ghouls take down
Wow.
Rebo. Flaptizi and Few they are alive and they are ready to defend. But will it be enough as Burmese Ghouls also
Ngeri kali tim Yan Marinin masuk final upper bracket.
Lasted what?
Wow.
30-45 seconds more than any other
Jago Myanmar,
one
coy.
had business doing so. He popped the crossbow tang at the very right moment, and right
Oh
now
ya, balas dendam dia kemarin FPLI kalah.
have another hero come in, respawn.
Ya,
those four
waktu semifinal
defenders
FPLI
down,
kalah.
Luminous Lord, and here
And
comes
Marlon Brand.
And look at this, the Lord right now is just
Yeah.
going in ace.
Rata, wipe out.
It takes down a lot
At
of people
the
inside
end.
of Bren Esports. Few trying to go for the Predator airstrike. It will take down the
The
Lord,
end,
but
the
doesn't
end, the
even
end, the
matter.
end, the end, the end, the end.
Burmese
Ya,
Ghouls get straight for the
selamat
crystal,
tim.
and they just finish it.
Wow.
Wow.
What a game.
What a
Itu,
game, and
Cuk.
it looks like the fans were right. The extra .6 made all the difference for the
Lanjut ke
Burmese
pertandingan
Ghouls
berikutnya,
to take it
guys.
away 2-0, not even a 2-1.